talk when he ask man questions. I just leave that thing and I ghost. I've got bare man asking questions that I can't answer unless you're bro. No, you can never sit at my table if you talk with nothing to show. Them boys there, they look like rookies. Me and my guys went rookies to pro.
So, some of the headlines to hit the news this week. Skye, aka Jarrell O'Connor from Kennington, he appeared at Croydon Crown Court this week on charges of possession of a firearm, possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, and having rounds of ammunition on him. Now, a bit of the backstory is Skye was travelling in an Uber towards Willesden when he was pulled over by the Metropolitan Armed Police Unit, who must have got a tip off saying that the vehicle was in possession of some kind of firearm. They pulled him over, they found him with obviously the firearm and the gun. At a later date, he's pled not guilty to the charges that he's been presented with. So this week, he's appeared in Crown Court and he's taken the stand and he's basically said that he was in possession of the firearm and he was in possession of the ammunition, but it is not his. A bit of the backstory behind it is he's saying that he went to go meet a guy to pick up some drugs or something along them lines, and that the guys pushed a gun on his lap, saying that, hold this for me till tomorrow. Apparently Skye didn't want to hold it, but the guy saying to him, like, bruh, I know where your mum lives, I know where you live, so you ain't really got much choice unless you want certain things to reach you and your people then. So he's saying, boy, I didn't have a choice, my life was in danger, you kind of do the same. All right, cool, we don't know, we ain't never been in that situation. So anyway, this week he was due to be cross-examined by prosecutor Ken Millett. Fortunately for Skye, Ken Millett took a ill turn, meaning that he was not able to appear at court to cross-examine Skye, and the judge had to chuck out dismiss the jury, chuck out the case and set a new trial date for sometime in the near future. I must say though, Skye, you have some luck on your side, or money pays, because you're on some serious charges, mate, and the case got dismissed because your prosecutor fell ill. What are the chances of that happening? So yeah, so his trial is due to he's due to have another trial starting real soon, and I will be bringing you the latest updates on that story as and when we get them through. Bit of the update on the coronavirus. So now it has been confirmed by NHS England that 4 people in the UK have now contracted the coronavirus that has killed a lot of people and is infecting a lot of Chinese nationals in the city of Wuhan. Now, it is believed that there was a British businessman who was on a trip to Singapore who contracted the virus and did not know he had the virus, and later went to travel on a ski holiday to the French Alps, where obviously he's mingling with people, he's touching things, talking to people at the French Alps, you know, like the little ski things in one of the little chalets. His trip has ended and he's come to Brighton, he's travelled back to England, ended up in Brighton where he hasn't felt very well. He's then gone to the hospital for a checkup and he's got the coronavirus. Now, he's now in isolation in a hospital where he's getting the necessary treatment to recover from this infection / virus. The health authorities are going out their way to find everybody that came into contact with this businessman, and so far they have found a family of 4. I think it's a 9-year-old boy and 3 other adults within his family who have also contracted the virus from this same businessman. So please guys, remember to wash your hands, remember to cover your mouth when you're coughing, and just remember, if you don't feel well, get that checked, because so far a lot of people, not in England, but a lot of people around the world, they're dying from this illness, and I believe it's over like 37,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus worldwide. Now this is some serious stuff, and so far it's killed more people than the SARS disease had a couple years back. So guys, remember, hygiene, like cleanliness is next to godliness, guys. So please, if you don't feel well, get it checked up, cover your mouth, wash your hands, do all the relevant checks, and better still, just stop eating weird things like exotic animals. Bats are not food. But have you realised all of these infections, all like Ebola, that come from someone eating a bat? Coronavirus, like, it's coming from these nasty things that people are eating, and they're eating it raw and things like that. Like, just allow it, man. If you don't want to eat exotic, eat some exotic plants, do something, but please, like, just stay away from all that exotic bat animal thing. That's a bit too much. But as I said, there's now 4 confirmed UK cases so far in the UK, so please guys, stay clean, all right? So also this week, President Donald Trump, or Donald Trump as I like to call him. I can't stand the guy, and I think I don't like him a bit more than I don't like Boris Johnson, but hey ho, that's not saying that much. Anyway, so yeah, this week he was at one of the highest courts in the American land for his impeachment trial. The president is being accused of rigging rigging votes, etc, etc, in his favor, and also colluding with Russia to basically just dig up information on his rivals for the president's candidacy. That was a bit of a mouthful, as you can see. So anyway, he went to trial, if that's what you want to call it. He's only the 3rd ever president to ever be summoned by his peers on the impeachment. But consequently, he was acquitted after people in the House decided they didn't want to bring any witnesses for him, and basically said that no, the president is now free to go about his daily business. Is this right or is this wrong? Me personally, I think it's wrong. I think that Donald Trump is one of them people that he's a narcissist. I feel that with Donald Trump, he is able to do as he pleases, and even now that he's been acquitted, and it's pretty simple. It's there in black and white. The president done everything in his favor to be president, and now he wants to run for another 4 years. God help the country of America. That's all I have to say. But yeah, Donald Trump has been acquitted at his impeachment trial, and now that opens the door for him being able to stand for president another 4 years. Thank God we do not live in America, because I would absolutely hate to live under Donald Trump's reign. So a brief update on the Streatham terrorist attacks that happened a week ago on Sunday. So Sudesh Arman is a 20-year-old male who had been released from police custody from prison 10 days prior to the attacks being made in Streatham High Road. Now, on the day of the attack, Sudesh was actually under 24 hours, not just the day of the attack, but since his release from prison, he was actually under 24-hour police surveillance. The day that, obviously, he committed these atrocities in South London, he was being held by 3 undercover firearms police officers. He made his way from his bail hostel up into Streatham High Road, still under surveillance, where he was able to go and get a bite to eat, and also pop into the discount shop, get a knife, and ended up stabbing 2 people, and I think a 3rd person was injured when one of the police bullets ricocheted and smashed glass, and the glass ended up falling on one of the people that was seeking cover inside one of the shops. Now, on once the police had shot him, he was then lying dead outside the Boots pharmacy on Streatham High Road. Then a load of armed police, as in uniform armed police, not undercover police, marked their target, shot at him a few more times just to make sure that the target was disarmed, whatnot. After they've shot at him, they've then realised that he actually had a fake bomb vest on. This seems like a habit nowadays, that these terrorists just go around stabbing people, running people over, and they have these fake bombs strapped to them. Obviously, it's going to scare the general public even more so. But I think it's also a thing where they know that the police will not take any chances when they see could be fake, could not be fake, a bomb vest strapped to somebody. So anyways, he's been shot dead now, and the government are now actually in talks, are in crisis talks, because a few people that have been convicted of terror offences are actually due for release from the 28th of February. So the government are in crisis talks to see whether or not they can bring in a new law that sees all people convicted of terrorist offences has to serve 2/3 of their prison sentence, and also have to sit in front of a parole board for the parole board to be able to tell them, yep, you're rehabilitated, you can be freed, or whether they need to continue in the prison system and finish riding their sentence. Now, I'm sure a lot of convicted terrorists and a lot of solicitors that are working on behalf of these convicted terrorists are going to be very pissed off. For one, it's public knowledge that when somebody gets sentenced, they have to be sentenced for the offence that they have done. I know, particularly me, I would not be happy if I was sitting in prison on a terrorist offence and I have 2 weeks left, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing because this person's gone out to shoot him and started stabbing people 10 days after he was released from prison, and I've got to do another 1/3 of my sentence after I'm already halfway through. No, I'd be pissed off. So I know that's going to be a very not long, but a very intense legal battle, because I don't actually know if that is actually legal or not to now change every convicted terror prisoner sentence to do 2/3. Who knows? I will keep you guys updated on that as and when I get more news. Entertainment news. Island news for you today. So unless you have been in hospital, unless you have been dead, unless you have been sleeping for the past week, unless you do not have no Wi-Fi and no TV and no radio, you would know that Shauna and Callum in Love Island are no more. Now, this week saw the reopening of Casa Amor, the other villa where the boys ended up sneaking out to go and meet some single girls. So Callum took a liking to a girl called Molly, a little blonde girl from Manchester called Molly. To be honest with you, they definitely do suit. They're from the same area. They're very suited to each other. Shauna, meanwhile, was back at the villa, missing Callum, upset that Callum hadn't left her anything on her bed to think of him whilst he was away, and all the other girls that was in a couple's boyfriend, other partner did. Shauna, just let it go. Like, he's a little boy. Like, what do you expect? He's a little boy. Like, come on, you're a big girl for him. He's a very young boy. Anyway, so in Casa Amor, Naz, who was originally paired up with Demi, met a girl called Ava. Now, he did keep it very respectful, and he wouldn't kiss Ava. He cuddled in bed with her. They got into bed together. They slept together. They slept in the same bed together, but there was no actual affection shown to that extent until Naz could tell Demi the reality of the situation. Now, Naz, as respectfully as Naz did deal with it, Naz, you have to remember, 5 days prior to Eva coming into the house, nobody wanted you. Nobody wanted you. And Eva gave you a chance. And to be honest with you, she's one of the most prettiest girls in the villa at this current moment in time. And this is her, and you parred her off like that for Eva. Boy, man, oh man, it's a madness. But that is the biggest news in the villa at the moment. Shauna was ready to turn up the place because Callum walked in with Molly, and Shauna decided that she wanted to stick with Callum. Now Callum's showing another side of his personality. To be honest with you, he hasn't shown another side. This is just the real Callum. Shauna comes across very insecure, very needy, and Callum, he's a young boy. How old is he? Like 21, 22. He don't need to be, like, he don't want to be held down. He wants to be free. He wants to live life. He wants to have someone fun, not somebody needy. Now, I don't know them personally, but this is just what's come. This is my take on it when I watch it on the TV. So that's the latest in the Love Island. Shauna and Callum are no more. Naz and Demi are no more. Naz is now with Eva. Callum is now with Molly. Now we shall see how this one works out, shan't we? Paige and Finn and Shanaz, is it Shanaz? Shanice, that's the one. Shanice and Luke, they are still going strong, which is good to see considering Paige and Shanice, they had a bit of a rocky start at first, but look, now they're very much blooming inside their couples that they're in now. So hopefully there might be some real love bugs in that air over there, and hopefully they make it to the final. Slow and steady wins the race. It's also been on the blogs this week that rapper Krept from the duo Krept and Conan's and his missus Sasha Gilbert are expecting a baby girl. Now they had their baby shower, I think it was last week Saturday, joint, like a baby shower / joint 30th birthday party for Krept, even though Krept's birthday wasn't actually until the Tuesday, where they revealed that Sasha's actually 6 months pregnant and the gender of the baby will be a girl. Congratulations, Sasha and Krept. May the journey ahead of you bring you nothing but peace, joy, love and sleepless nights, right? Krept and Sasha are currently in Paris, and I'm sure I'm not the only one to notice, but I saw something quite shiny on her finger the other day. So who knows, maybe that's the next announcement that they're engaged, baby, marriage. It kind of goes side to side, but normally meant to be like marriage then babies, but hey ho, it's 21st century, nothing ever goes to plan anymore these days. But congratulations to Krept and Conan on the pregnancy. So there we have it, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the first ever edition of Skye News at BDTV. Make sure you click like, make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you tune in next week where I'll be bringing you again the latest news and gossip on the blogs. See you later. Bye.
Bro, I don't talk when they ask my questions. I just leave that thing and I ghost. I've got bare man asking questions that I can't answer unless you're bro. No, you can never sit at my table if you talk with nothing to show. Them boys there, they look like rookies. Me and my guys went rookies to pro. Them boys there, they